Is flipping homes really profitable? Do people really make a profit flipping homes? Well, that's the exact question we're going to answer for you in this video and break down the key factors that make it all possible. What makes flipping homes possible is your network of connections. You will need funding, a way to find the deals, and then the workers to do the labor. Let's start with the funding. If you have the finances yourself, that's the best scenario. If you don't have it all and can partner with someone to go in on the project with you, that's just as good. You will just be splitting the profit, which isn't a bad thing. It's good to have a partner, and most investors do. That way, everything is not just all on your shoulders, like when a problem happens on the project. And if you don't have the finances, that is also okay. You can still make it happen. You'll just need financial backing, and there are a couple ways to do that. The first way is there are private lenders known as hard money lenders. Hard money lenders will give you 80% of the ARV, which is the after repair value. You do have to put a down payment down with hard money lenders, but they will then give you 80% of the ARV in increments, meaning the hard money lender will want 20% down payment. If you network enough, you can find some hard money lenders that will take 15% down, and some that will take 10% down payment. The hard money lender will want you to fill out a scope of work, which is a price estimate for the repairs needed. This is how much money they will give you to repair the property. If you do not have the money for the down payment to use a hard money lender, you can still make this happen. The second way to get funding to buy your flip property is, and I say this again, it's back to your network. Making as many relationships as you can in any industry to find an investor to back you. An investor does not actually have to work in the real estate world. Let's say you know someone that owns a printing company. If they have enough money, like enough spare money, and are willing to lend to you, that works. You'll just have to have an agreement with them with what ROI they will get back. And ROI is short for return on investment. So, say they give you 50 grand for your down payment. When you finish the project, you give them 70 grand back. And if you don't have an investor that can back you, you can still do this. Another way to get your down payment is to take a loan out. And there are different types of loans that will work for this. Now let's talk about how to find your flip property. So first, yes, you can check the MLS. Every day, homes that need a lot of work get listed on the MLS on the internet for sale. And a lot of times, you can talk them down lower than their asking price, which will give you more profit. Remember, your goal is to get the best deal to make the most profit. Another way, and once again, is back to your network. Connecting with wholesalers. Wholesalers spend all day door knocking, sending emails and flyers, and yes, a lot of phone calling to find the deals. When you get a couple good wholesalers in your pocket, they will start calling you when they get a deal, which we call an off-market property. And yes, you can do all of the things that a wholesaler does to find a property, but it is a lot of work. And lastly, but most importantly, you must have the means of getting the home remodeled. So first, you can always hire a contractor to do the work. And there are pros and cons to that. Pros are less stress for you, and the cons are that it cuts into your profit. Some contractors will give you a flat fee for the job, and some may want a percentage. The next way to get the work done is you can act as the contractor yourself. But then you would have to have or find all the workers to do the labor. What you know how to do, you can do. But you will need a plumber, electrician, framer, floor guy, drywall guy, painter, roofer, an HVAC guy, a window guy, and then a handyman for final touch-ups. I mean, right when you think you're almost done with the project, you see something else that needs to be done. But with all of these components in place, you can flip a home. You can turn a rundown, ugly house into something the next buyer will love. So, is flipping homes really profitable? It is. Real estate is very profitable. Very, very profitable. And it's all about the numbers. Knowing your numbers on the front end before you ever start the deal. First, you'll look at the price of the home plus the rehab cost, the holding cost with interest, and then look at what you can sell it for. If the numbers make profit, it's a deal. It's not easy to learn everything all at once, but you can do it. And here is how. If you want to start flipping homes, you have to get your feet wet. You have to crawl before you can walk. Gain the knowledge and the process of every step. If you haven't done wholesaling or flipped a home, you probably don't need to jump into trying to develop a new build. And you definitely don't need to try to start off building a high-end development. And I'm talking $3, $4, or $5 million homes. And that is where the money is, but you have to work your way up to that. Unless you went to school or college for development. Now, in this video, we're going to go over a simple flip and explain the numbers. Here's exactly how this flip made $63,843 in under 80 days, and why the numbers worked. This property was a simple one that just needed some TLC. It was a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom with 1,965 square feet, purchased as a retail flip. Market conditions were strong, with a median of just 11 days on market, making this a fast-moving area. The home was purchased for $280,000. After inspections, the necessary rehab came out to $38,000, covering repairs and cosmetic updates. Once we factor in title fees, the total project cost landed at $318,000. The deal was funded using hard money financing. The lender covered 90% of the purchase price and 100% of the rehab, resulting in a loan amount of $286,200. The investor brought in a down payment of $32,572, plus origination and lender fees, totaling $6,224, and the interest rate on the loan was 12%. The total holding time for this flip was 79 days. That includes 38 days for rehab and holdback, 11 days average time on market, and 30 days in escrow. Daily holding costs came out to $115 per day, which includes interest, utilities, and property taxes. In total, holding costs were $9,157. This flip was sold as a retail sale, not a wholesale deal. Every deal will be different. Some homes will need more work and some homes will need less. The key to flipping homes is knowing the process, the timeline, and most importantly, the numbers. And you learn by doing it. Learning from your friends that are doing it, getting quotes and comparing them so that you know the price of getting the work done. Hands-on is always the best way to learn. Now let's get back to the numbers of how this project turned out. The after repair value, or ARV, was $425,000, and that's exactly where the property sold. After closing, total selling costs, including agent commissions and title fees, came out to $34,000. After all expenses, the seller received $391,000. And when you subtract the total project cost, financing, and holding expenses, the net profit is $63,843 in under 3 months. It is so important to make sure you stick to your timelines, because when you stick to your timelines and get the property flipped and sold, that is the quicker you can move on to your next project. The deal worked because of buying below market, controlling rehab costs, fast execution, and strong resale demand. To grow, your goal is to get to where you have multiple projects going on at the same time. When you get to that point, you would be ready to take that next leap into the next step of real estate, which is development. In the next video, I'll go over running multiple projects at the same time and staying organized. It's not a hard thing to do. We all do it. You just need to know the simple tips of doing it. And it's not just spreadsheets and keeping track of them. There really is a method to doing it. If you want more real-world deal breakdowns like this video, subscribe and drop a comment if you want me to analyze your next deal.